So I've just got a parcel from Nomos, and the best way I can describe it is as the Nomos Oyster Perpetual, the Nomos version of the go anywhere, do anything kind of watch. And I think this watch is a game changer for the brand. If you're new here, hi, I'm Brittany, and on this channel, we just talk about watches and occasionally have a drink. But we're not going to have a drink today because I'm just sick with some kind of coldy flu bug and I'm just not feeling it. But I do still want to talk about watches, and today is all about the new Nomos Club Sport Neomatic. And just a disclaimer before we get started, I've got this watch on loan from Nomos themselves. I'm not being paid or anything. I have full freedom to say my honest thoughts on this watch, but it is on loan from them. So thank you so much, Nomos. And with all that out of the way, here's everything you need to know about this watch. So the Nomos Club Sport Neomatic, reference 745, was released a couple weeks ago to a lot of excitement. And I've had so many people messaging me saying, you know, Nomos isn't usually my thing, but I really like this. After a week with this watch and wearing this watch, there's a lot of things I love about it. There's some things I like less, but on the whole, I think this is a home run for Nomos. Let's start with some of the specifications. So this new Nomos has a case size of 37 millimeters and a thickness of 8.4 mil, so a very thin watch. It is stainless steel and has 200 meters water resistance. I had to actually double check that I had read 200 millimeter because I was expecting 100, but they really are treating us to an incredibly robust watch. Inside this watch is the caliber DUW 3001 automatic movement, giving you up to 43 hours of power reserve. So if you don't know much about Nomos, their watches are made totally in-house. So this is an in-house caliber movement. On the wrist, this watch is it's delicious. A perfect unisex size. Here it is on my 5.5-inch wrist versus my husband's 6.5-inch wrist. The long Nomos lugs are always divisive. Some people love them, some people hate them, but the lugs really help this relatively smaller case look larger and feel larger on the wrist. I think it honestly looks perfect on a 6.5-inch wrist like my husband's, but overall I found this to be a very enjoyable wear. These are the kinds of watches I love the most, the practical do-it-all kind of watches. It's not an industrial dive watch, nor is it an impractical high horology dress watch, but it's one of those go anywhere, do anything daily grinder kind of watches. The practical watch. And with this watch's specifications and design language, I describe it as a smart go anywhere, do anything. The Nomos iteration of the Oyster Perpetual. So that's the boring specifications bit. Let's talk about the stuff I love. So the first thing that stood out to me about this watch, and is so different for a Nomos, is the bracelet. I love this bracelet, and it has so many practical treasures that I just love. So it is an oyster style bracelet with polished center links. It has toolless, quick release spring bars to attach the bracelet to the watch head and for the micro adjust in the clasp. If you know me, if you follow this channel, you know I love those little practical details in a bracelet. And it just makes a watch easy and fun to own. The bracelet has a nice taper to it, from 18 millimeter down to 16 mil. And there is a little bit of lateral play to it. It doesn't feel quite as solid as, say, an oyster bracelet. But it is also half the price, and I would say double the watch. There are a couple little things I would change about the bracelet, but we'll save that for a little bit later. For now, I love the practical details they put into the case and bracelet design. Next, I absolutely love the design language of this watch. The sunburst style. I've got the petrol green version, but it's also available in a polar blue. Minimal but quirky, and it has so much personality. Unlike my Nomos Club Campus, this one doesn't have the California dial. I personally prefer the California dial, but I think more people will prefer this. And she has a nice healthy dose of lume in the hands and indices. But I think the thing that I love most about this watch is the wearing experience. I've already gushed about this, so I won't subject you guys to this again, but it just melts into the wrist and it humbly yet beautifully does its job. So those are the things that I love about this watch. Now let's talk about the things I like a little bit less. And there really isn't all that many. Revisiting the bracelet, that is on the whole great. The only thing I'd change is that the clasp is polished, and I know I'll scratch it and make it absolutely disgusting. I don't mind the PCLs. I know a lot of people will prefer a full brush bracelet. I don't mind them. I think it makes it look a little bit more smart. But if the clasp was brushed, I'd have so much more peace of mind. Especially since the clasp is a place of high impact, high action, sitting at desks and tables. I don't know, I kind of just wish it was brushed. Another thing I would change, and this is just my personal preference, I think a lot of people would disagree with me, but because it has such a sporty vibe and a sporty look to it, I would prefer center seconds over sub-seconds. This is a tiny nitpick though, the sub-seconds are fine. Another thing I know a lot of people would be scared about, and so would I, with such beefy water resistance, I would feel a lot more comfortable and a lot more peace of mind with a screw down crown. I know it's dumb and the specifications are actually even more impressive because of the not screw down crown. I'm just a caveman and I feel a little bit more secure with my little tactile brain to screw things down. Not that I go on massive diving expeditions. I just like to LARP as someone who really goes diving. But yeah, I think that's everything. Oh, one more thing I should include. With the bracelet, it does come with half links as well, which is very nice. Nice touch, Nomos. But yeah, I think that's everything. If I had to describe this watch in one sentence, it would be maximum enjoyment for a really reasonable price. If I didn't already have the OP and I was looking for a daily wear, I think this would have to be a strong consideration. Plus, it's available. You can just actually buy it. So this watch on the bracelet will set you back £2,480 and on the nylon, £2,300. And according to the fabulous folks at Nomos, it's about a 6-week wait to get one of these. So if you order now, it should be with you by the end of November or early December. Perfect little Christmas present. Anyways, there's all my thoughts, opinions, everything you need to know about this watch. I'd love to pass the question off to you guys. What do you think about the new Nomos Club Sport Neomatic? Do you love it? Do you hate it? I don't know. Let me know in those comments down below. And don't forget to do all that YouTube stuff, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And until next time, bye guys. Patrons, this is my sick, kind of under the weather voice. Thank you, Pope, to patrons for supporting my channel. You are amazing in ways not everyone would ever understand because you're amazing. Thank you.